Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's my first time to be with you. It's not my first time to be with you. I've always been with Bato. But this is the first time as PNP Chief. And I thank you very much for your presence. Sana masagot ko lahat ng sagot nyo. Ay, natanong nyo ka lang. Anyway, to each one of you, good morning. And thank you very much for your presence. Ladies and gentlemen of the PNP Press Corps, and to all our viewers who are following us via FB Live. Welcome to my first ever press briefing since I took command of the PNP last September 2. Much as we would like to maintain constant flow of relevant information to the public, we will continue to hold press briefings like this as often as necessary or wherever and whenever there is an emergency for accurate, factual, and timely information. Anyway, you could actually ask also our PIO, Bernie, if there are any questions, if we are not present. We also have my DCA here, General Guillermo Elizar. He will take charge of the JPFC Shield. He will continue to do his job so that at least we will be able to continue serving and protecting the public. Yes. Our TCDS, the new, sabi ko nga sa inyo we are under Delta control. But, siyempre, hindi naman Delta lang yun, pasabi lang yun. We have our TDCO, General Cesar Otor Linag, Delta. Okay. Ito pa, TDCA, General Guillermo Elizar, Delta. Okay. Tawa si Kanye. Of course, General Jojo Veracruz, soon to be Lieutenant General Jojo Veracruz, Charlie Company. Okay? No. That's why, alam nyo, sabi ko nga sa inyo, our decisions will be much more objective than being subjective. If I was to choose, siyempre pipiliin mo yung company mate mo. Pero sometimes you have to ask other people. You have to weigh them and at the same time measure them. And this is the way we will do it. Competence, service, reputation. Hindi ko sinasabing ko. Actually, kung titingnan nyo, ang laban nila is 0.00000001. Diba? Layo. Ganun lang. Diba? But sometimes, yung pagiging company mate mo o pagiging malapit mo sometimes, nagiging palo yun. Diba? So that we have to be objective always. We, and your Chief PNP, me, General Camilo Cascolan, Camilo Pancratius Cascolan, alias Picoy, Delta Company. Uy. Kayo mga wayan,
Clarification, Cascolan ha? Kasi yung iba tinatanong, baka daw Cascolan.
Cascolan. Cascolan.
Cascolan.
Cascolan.
Okay.
Alam yung history ng Cascolan, accordingly, we are Molinas. Accordingly daw, we are Molinas, but the Cascolan is actually a word, Casco landed, Casco land. When my forefathers went and migrated to other places, they were using Casco, yung inihila ba ng Kalabaw? Diba? Yung Kalabaw. And that's accordingly the history of the family name Cascolan. Before it's supposed to be Cascolan, but it's now Cascolan. Anyway, with all the challenges and the odds brought about by this crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic, I see opportunities and potentials for legacy milestone highlights in our organization's ongoing story. We know, as I've said, we feel the uncertainties of the public we are sworn to protect and serve. The day I'm given the task to lead you, my fellow public servants, I took it upon myself not to sit on the laurels of my decades of service. I'm more than 34 years as an officer, 4 years as a cadet. I'm already more than 38 years. And I started it at the age of 17. I tasked myself that my whole career will be defined with a 2-month service faced with odds that requires years to surmount. It is a challenge I impose upon me, compelling inspiration and motivation, for it is during these times more is expected from us. It is an opportunity actually to prove ourselves. For starters, let me share you the latest developments and some of the more pressing issues that we are closely following. First, we formalize today the assumption of office of members of PNP Command Group who will assist me in the performance of my mission, managing 228,000 more strong PNP. Of course, General Elezar, as I've introduced you, General Dinang, General Jojo Veracruz. General Jojo Veracruz, the active director of this movement, as well as the latest round of reorg of senior officers in 2 positions, is consistent with my action program of placement, promotion, and leadership development among the core of leaders in the PNP. As we go along with the other items under my 9-point program, which is based on the 3 directives of the President: get rid of corruption in the PNP, stop illegal drugs, follow always the rule of law, and internal fencing. Yan po ay gagawin natin. It is a continuing job, not only for me, but for all the PNP and for all the community. Now that the House is in order and the members are complete, we can now move on to the more important matter of implementing our admin and operational action priorities. Second, the PNP Internal Affairs Service has formally filed admin cases against 9 PNP personnel who are respondents in a criminal case for murder and planting of evidence filed by NBI before the DOJ in connection with the death of the 4 Philippine Army personnel in Hulo, Sulu last June 29, 2020. Summons were served last week to the 9 respondents who are now under restricted custody by the Headquarters Service Report here in Pancratius. Because they are under restricted custody, these personnel are readily available to face investigation by the panel of summary hearing officers who will determine probable cause to take further admin actions against them. Aside from the 6 police non-commissioned officers of Hulo Municipal Police Station and 3 members of the Provincial Drug Enforcement Unit of the Hulo Provincial Police Office, he has also filed admin cases against 3 police commissioned officers who are direct superiors of the 9 respondents for gross neglect of duty under the doctrine of command responsibility. They are the following: Police Lieutenant Colonel Michael Bawayan Jr., Provincial Director of the Sulu PTO. Police Major Walter Anayo, Chief of Police, Hulo Municipal Police Station. And Police Captain Ariel Porcino, Chief of the Drug Enforcement Unit, Sulu PTO. I am giving the Internal Affairs the free hand in exercising its mandate to determine the admin liability of these personnel and to impose the appropriate penalty as prescribed under PNP regulations. Let me assure that these personnel will be afforded due process throughout the course of the entire investigation. And third, as investigation went underway to determine the circumstances surrounding the death of former Ozam City Councilor Ricardo Ardo Paulino last September 4, while under police custody, his sister Melodia Apiat Paulino Malingin, who is co-accused in the same case for violation of RA 9165 and RA 10591, succumbed under similarly life-threatening medical conditions yesterday morning at the Mayor Hilarion A. Ramiro Sr. Medical Center in Tusami City. Tusami City Police investigators cited Melodia's death as due to cardiac shock secondary to intractable cardiac arrhythmia, atrial fibrillation to ventricular tachycardia secondary to massive gastrointestinal bleeding secondary to a diuretic gastropathy, quoting findings of attending physicians. Aba, no? Melodia has since been under detention while awaiting trial for a drug case along with husband Gaudencio when police found 8 kilograms of shabu in their possession during a search of their home on December 6, 2017. Meanwhile, the remains of the late Ricardo Ardo Parihino has been turned over to his family after examination by PNP forensic examiners as part of the investigation. Misamis Occidental will proceed with its investigation with regard to Ardo and to Melodia. Other than that, I would like to thank you. Members of the SPA staff are here with me to help respond. Major Ferdinand Divina is with our Directorate for Intelligence. He is our director. If there are any questions for my command group and DI, you are free to ask now. Thank you very much.
Questions?
They are under restricted custody.
Yung tatlo, sir, na
Yung 3 immediate superiors will also be called here. I believe they are already en route to Pancratius. These are officers. I think we still need to evaluate if they are needed here. No? But they have been filed a case, and we will determine where they will be placed. Okay? Yes, they will be relieved. As soon as they have been filed the case, they will be, if the case is filed, magkakaroon na sila ng warrant of arrest na, ma-arrest na sila. But they will already be under restricted custody. Yes. Yes.
So it's 9 plus the 3
That's 12.
For administrative cases.
Yes.
The 9 are for administrative and criminal cases, right? And then the 3 are for just administrative cases. Pero yung 3 ngayon, they've always been under restricted custody ever since this happened, right?
The 3?
Yung time pa lang na nangyari ko, nag-interview na ever since naka-restricted custody na rin yung mga police yung tatlo because of command responsibility. So,
Well, it's immediately after filing of the admin case on command responsibility, they have been put into restricted custody. But not until such time that they were filed, they were going free, of course. Kasi wala pa naman silang kaso. And it was determined by IAS.
alright. Sir, kasi on the matter of kasi I understand that you are continuously investigating against you. Pero the family expressed their sentiments that there's a foul play. Because sabi nila, Wednesday, when he was thrown to Ozanes, maganda talaga yung condition niya. He underwent medical check-up nung nandito sa custodial. Everything was fine. He had no COVID, no other health conditions whatsoever. Maayos daw po yung condition, yung buong condition na. Tapos ano po yung nangyari? Bakit kumapit sa ganun gusto in the hands of the police?
Actually, Ardor Paluhilog was discovered unconscious and unresponsive inside his jail cell at 6 o'clock a.m. last September 4. Responding medical personnel from the City Health Office of Ozanes City, responding medical personnel from the City Health Office conducted medical evaluation of Ardor Paluhilog with initial findings of cardiopulmonary arrest secondary to cardiovascular disease. Accordingly, the family of Ardor Paluhilog did not request for an autopsy on Ardor, knowing full well the health condition of the deceased. But our investigation is continuing. Okay, any kind of findings we will be able to evaluate.
Pero just to follow up, kasi parang when he was there initially, parang may mga sinasabi daw yung mga police, parang merong nagsasalungat na mga statements that he had COVID, and then meron sinasabi na hindi. So parang all the more na parang mas nakakagalaw on the part of the family. Parang pinalalabas daw na may COVID para mabalik ka permit, and then there will be no more chance for them to have yung autopsy.
Well, he was the body actually was, binigay? Hindi naman communicate siya. I just don't know, but I will try to investigate, no? Pero usually, alam niyo naman yung chismis. Pag may namatay ngayon, usually, COVID, di ba? Yung mga iba nga, hindi COVID, na-cremate na yung katawan. But, we will continue to investigate that.
Tapos pareho sila, sorry, kasi masyadong marinig namin masyadong kanina yung tungkol sa sister. So it's basically the same medical condition.
Iba naman yung kanya eh. Melodious death is due to cardiac shock, secondary to intractable cardiac arrhythmia, atrial fibrillation to ventricular tachycardia, secondary to massive gastrointestinal bleeding, secondary to uremic gastropathy, quoting findings of the attending physicians. Actually, hindi ko maintindihan. Actually, may kwan siya, cardiac shock, Uh, atrial fibrillation, and then massive gastrointestinal bleeding, parang bleeding. At dumugo yung sa loob ng gastro niya. And then secondary to uremic gastropathy. I have to find out what are these.
Sir, go up yung travel sa pero anong kinalaman ko? Ako po lang din po ba itong future na?
I'm not so much privy about it. We will find out kung nakakulong din siya. Because ang alam ko na dunya hilang mo is si Abro. Okay?
Pero sir, maybe you were trying a while ago that you mentioned that the sister is co-accused for our RA 9165. Did you
Yeah.
hear correctly? Sabi na kasama sila na nakakulong or...
I think they are separate, but we will ask where they work on. Melodias is with under detention while awaiting trial for a drug case along with husband Gaudencio. When police found 8 kilograms of shabu in their possession during a search of their home on December 6, 2017. So matagal na rin to. But they are not in one detention cell.
Sir, sorry, just a statement, your thoughts. Kasi parang alam naman natin na nangyari yung madutong encuentro or operation dun sa mga kapatid ni Marcos, Pinarina, Dobalino, o sa akin, and then ngayon, all of a sudden, you'll be thrown to examine for a hearing, or maybe attend, and then all of a sudden this happens. Is it just coincidental that all this happened when he was thrown back to examine?
Well, hindi natin masabi. We don't know his private life. He may have had yung health niya, hindi rin natin, I'm not private to it. But that's what the findings of the physicians are. In so doing, all we really relate to you is the findings of the doctors. We will investigate, we will evaluate, and we will ask also the doctors of their findings so that they could give us an idea of what really happened. Pero yun na yun.
Thank you, Ms. Mary. Other questions, please?
Sir, the action lang, sir, nung hindi daw sa kanya yung CHR or yung sinamahan na data sharing agreement on
Can you please, siguro alisin mo muna yung I cannot understand that more actually. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Reaction lang, sir, yung DOJ and CHR, may sinamahan daw po data sharing agreement on PGEN human rights violation, right? Reaction to that, sir?
Well, that's good. Actually, DOH, human rights are our partners in law enforcement. Diba? DOH helps us with all the cases that we file, document, etc. Human rights helps us in the procedures of how we do the operation. But that's why any kind of idea with departments will be very, very good for us. They are there to help us. We will evaluate that memo. Actually, I already talked to Justice, SOJ, Secretary of Justice, Sir Leonardo Guevara, and we will be talking about it. We will evaluate it.
How would it help in correcting the impression toward state forces na sila ang nag-perpetrate ng EJK as claimed by PGEN?
Can you, excuse me, can you make the mic louder? Hindi ko maintindihan. Okay.
Pero how will this help in correcting the impression towards state forces na sila yung nag-perpetrate itong mga EJK as claimed by critics, sir?
Well, first, if you have that notion, come to me. We will investigate. Number two, there's no such thing as PJK. Wala naman yan eh. Everything, the people at the PNP has actually fought hard to really reduce illegal drugs. And it's a survival for our people. It's not only the criminals who are being killed here. There are a lot of PNP officers already who died. Some are even PNP officers. Yung mga iba, bata pa. But they do their job because they are passionate enough to stop or rid this country of illegal drugs. Third is, if there really are those kinds of cases that you want, that you know, file a case. Diba? File a case. But of course, I told you, the first one come to me, we will investigate, We will do our part. Second is, there's nothing, there's no such truth when it comes to EJK. Because EJK is having a state-sponsored. Will the president sponsor state? No. Will all other people in the government do that? No, I don't believe so. And number three, let's find cases if there are. Do that.
Sir, regarding naman dun sa kabakan, sir, kamusta sir yung investigasyon dun sa pamamaril, dun sa siyang na magsasaka, dun sa kabakan o kabato na sinasabi may kinalaman daw ang mga pulis? Gusto din daw kung magka-investiga ng Congress mula dun sa mga congressman sir sa Mindanao.
It's under investigation. We will share to you any information that may come to us. For the meantime, let's give that investigation to them. Okay? And we will also involve ES on this part because, as we said.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question will come from Mr. Gallison. Sir.
Morning, sir.
Sir, just make your voice a little bit louder. And can you
Yes.
remove the face?
Yes, Alfred.
Sir, congratulations.
Thank you, Alfred.
Two questions, sir. Last year, you were the head of the National Adjudication Board na nag-investiga dun sa mga policemen na supposed to be nandun sa PRRDs. I think na more than 300 yun, and about half of them were exonerated. Now that you're the chief PNP, sir, ano ang gagawin mo dun sa mga officers and men na merong negative findings at ang decision ng adjudication board is i-maintain sila sa list, and can you confirm na one of them is the controversial Lieutenant Joe Cascolan?
Alam nyo, that was very hard for me. It was a make or break. No? To give you some facts, some data. PNP personnel involved in illegal drugs, that's the national watch list, is 357 plus 83, that's 440. In the counterintelligence watch list, we have 495. PNP personnel involved in other illegal activities. I only adjudicate those who are into illegal drugs alleged, no, allegedly. 134 UCIW. Status of adjudication of MWID for the 357 national watch list, we have removed 122. We have retained 229 and delisted 6. No? It's either they went on the whole, napatay pala to. And then for the 83 NWID or National Watch List, we have ongoing education. You know, we have formed actually a monitoring team. It's called the Monitoring and Evaluation Team. I asked for the MET or the MET, considering that those, we want to be just and we want to be fair to everybody. No? Kahit na-adjudicate kita ngayon, we will continue to adjudicate and evaluate you. And we will continue to monitor each one of you. Not only those who are involved in this list, but all PNP personnel in our organization. We have to monitor them. Kaya nga, yung mga ito, Alfred, and to all others, it's very hard to adjudicate. But nobody knows. Not even one of them knows if they were cleared or not. Nobody knows. We just told them they could go back. Everybody could go back. They could go to their areas of residence. They were even given some choices where they want to go because we would want to fair. And that was the recommendation to the then former chief PNP. Ang amin lang, we will continue to adjudicate. Of course, the adjudication will be taken part by the commando. Ako supervise na rin ako para at least makuha na rin ako maraming masyado. No? But we will continue to do that.
Sir, si Lieutenant Colonel Camilo, I think he was one of those included, number 2.
Well, I will have to look back at my notes. No? Alam niyo, Juan, I will not tell to at least give naman, bigyan naman natin ng respeto ng mga to. No? We will still, and we will build up cases to those who have been retained. I cannot answer that. I don't know if it's one. I'm just the chairman. We do the evaluation. Kung minsan gumagamit kami ng code, tinitignan namin isa-isa para malaman namin kung ito talaga yung mga gumagawa ng masama. But as I've said, adjudication is continuing. It will be evaluated periodically. And we will do that not only to those who were not cleared, but even to those who have been cleared earlier.
So, second question. For the protection to ng mga police natin sir, sa mga presinto, sa mga stations, marami na sir na PCs, yung mga custodial prisoners na nagka-COVID, yung iba sir mamamatay na. Lalo na sa NCLTO, there are several recorded COVID deaths, related deaths, yung mga nakakulong. Anong ginagawa ng PNP under yung ngayon para maproteksyonan yung mga nakakulong, pati yung mga police natin dahil wala namang social distancing sa mga overcrowded na police station jails.
It's very true. Very, very true. That's why, first things first, I actually, the SILG and even General Galvez prioritize itong mga to because baka dito mismo magkakalat ng maraming COVID. They are doing their thing. Even the local government units are being, we are coordinating with the local government units. But in as far as the PNP is concerned, we safety them by through hygiene. Parati natin pinapaliguan, pinapalinis ang gamit, lahat dapat malinis po sa lugar na yan. Kaya nga, yung mga police stations, they are, and they shall be able to, they shall look at all the jail of the municipal police, the police stations, clean them, no? As much as possible, kung pwede nga, 2 beses po linisin sa isang araw. Kung pwede nga, maligo parati ang mga preso. And they are doing that correct.
Thank you, sir.
Kaya papapansin nyo, wala masyadong report ng mga preso ng kwalit. Diba? Because initially, when we had the ASCOT, I was the chairman then, my deputy was no other than TDCO, General Binat. JTF Shield was taken charge by General Guillermo Ilesa. And everything was fine. That's why we have I will tell you, my command group is a dream team.
Next question from Ms. Pat.
Hi, sir.
Yeah. Actually, we have filed already. We have requested memo. We have a memo requesting the DOJ to look into this. Ilabas na yung iba. Actually, we have been thinking of Nueva Ecija, yung drug facilities doon. But DOJ will look into it. And the PNP still has to maintain the hygiene activities with regard to the jails in the police stations. Yes.
Hi, sir. Pat po from TV5. Sir, ito po ay directive din po from the JTF COVID Shield. Paano ba natin, sir, i-monitor yung mga social media accounts for quarantine violation?
Okay. Social media accounts, what do you mean? Let's be specific.
Social media accounts, sir, for maybe photos or videos of mga nanguhulong nag-iinuman or just Merry Christmas. Paano ba natin?
Actually, hindi naman namin tinitignan yung mga private yung mga, ano nga ba tawag doon? Yung mga I will give you Kilor.
Okay, sir, thank you very much. Actually, ang concern kasi natin dito is tayo ba is mag-encroach sa privacy. Unang-una hindi. Kasi even before pandemic, lahat ng police station, meron na tayo mga Facebook account. At just like itong mga hotline natin, in-encourage natin itong mga ating mga kabayan na mag-record sa atin. And sabi ko yun, dahil nga ang daming mga pinopost sa social media ng mga blatant violation ng quarantine protocol ay nag-inuman, nagpipiesta, so ginagamit natin siya. But ang inomonitor natin, the Facebook account kung saan ipapadala sila ng mga informasyon and yung mga talagang ina-upload nila na mga openly and publicly ina-upload para sa public. Di ba lagi sinasabi, alam na ng lahat, ang pulis hindi pa alam. Kaya nga, ang bilin natin sa pulis, dapat sabay-sabay natin malaman yan. Gusto natin linawin na unlike sa hotline, ang hotline kasi, pag nireport sa atin, pwedeng respondahan mo agad at pwedeng makita mo agad na nandun pa, chances are. At pwede kang mag-conduct ng police operation. Dito sa mga posting sa social media, most of them, actually wala pa ko nakita, halos lahat sila, tapos na after the fact. Wala kaming aarestuhin dito. It will serve as a basis for further investigation. But first, it has to be validated. Possible kasi fake lang yun eh. So kung na-validate natin, then we will get the cooperation also of the barangay para imbestigahan siya. At kung matakot ang ating mga kabayan, kasi alam nyo, ang natatarget nga nito, in fact, mga prominent individuals and government officials. Bakit? Kahit sila ay madaling ma-identify, nagbabiral sila, at the same time, sila kasi dapat ang unang-umuna na sumunod dito. Kaya wala dapat ikabahalang ating mga kababayan. In fact, we are empowering our barangay residents na magbigay sa atin ng informasyon.
Next question, Ms. Bea.
Thank you, Gilor. Please be informed that even before, that's why we need to enhance what you call the community service-oriented policy. It will always be the barangay that will help us. We have to have initialize all our plans in the barangay. That's why we have now what you call yung mga barangay enforcement teams. Yung sa inyo, yung tanong nyo, yung doon sa social media, it's a social responsibility. Kaya nga social responsibility ang sabi dyan eh. Pag umabuso ka naman, hindi naman maganda. Di ba? Kung sabihin mo na papatayin mo kami, talagang pinupunta ka namin. Di ba? Magpapakita ko sa inyo, sasabihin, patayin mo na ako. No, don't call me. So anyway, next question please.
Ms. Bea.
Yeah.
So, sir, regarding, in relation po dun sa social media po na i-monitor, sinabi po kasi ng National Union for People's Lawyer na aside po sa violation po dun sa privacy nga ng mga tao, magkakaroon din daw po ng chilling effect dun sa public na matatakot na silang mag-post sa social media dahil nga po
Second.
Sinabi po kasi ng National Union for People's Lawyer na aside nga sa violation po ng privacy po, magkakaroon po ng chilling effect sa mga tao dahil matatakot na yung public na mag-post po sa social media. Any reaction po dito?
Well, what are you with regard to terrorism?
Sa social media po,
Sa social
na
media?
violation po.
Well, for as long as there's no violation on human rights, there's no abuse. We will not do. Alam nga naman sabihin mo, ay mga yan, gago mga yan. We will not do to your part. Huhulihin namin kayo. No. I tell you, social media, it's a responsibility on the part of each individual to place what is right because ikaw mismo nagkakalat eh. Kung mali na siguro ang sinasabi mo at sasabihin mo, papatayin mo ito, mga gago ito, and then we will ask you, do you want to file a case? We will go to you, do you want to file a case? But this yung mga sinasabi nyo, yan yung mga, ano ba tawag doon? Yung sobrang yung, ano ba tawag doon? Ha? Yung kwan ba, yan na yung sinatawag natin na nakikita na ng lahat. Diba? We will never, if it goes viral, we have to investigate. That's it, viral. But if it's in your account, hindi naman namin papasukan yung account ko kung kayo bahala dyan, di ba? But you make it public, magpukan dyan. There will be a question then, okay? Are you doing what you call social responsibility on your part?
Last question is from Mr. Mark Alala.
Before Mark, I would just want to give you a report with regard to the anti-illegal drug accomplishment from September 2 to 5. And I would like to say that considering that we will be enhancing or improving our anti-illegal drug campaign or drug war, I would like to say that we have already surrendered 16 since September 2. 16 people, operations conducted was 632. Number of persons arrested was 859. Those who died in police operations is already 9. Confiscated drugs on Shabu, we have 5,269.43 grams. And for other drugs, the amount of drugs, that's worth 36,832, more or less. I would like also to introduce our new Director for Operations. Ano yun? Mahilig magtago eh. Yun. My Director for Operations, Colonel Alfred Corpus, Charlie Company. Kumbaga, this corps is under 2nd Battalion Control. Alam niyo ba pag sinabi kong Delta? Yung Delta kasi pinaka-stricto, we abide with all the rules and we always think of the best for our people. Kaya nga nandyan din ang Charlie, battalion mate namin yan. Diba? And when we combine, it's a very, very good combination. I want to say that our command group and my directors, we have been working together for so long. That is why our coordination and cooperation is really very, very tight. Kaya nga, relationship natin is very, very good. And as I've said, this is a dream team. Next question, Mark.
Sir, good morning. Congratulations po. Sir, pinunan ng COA yung mahigit 1 billion pesos na halaga ng gamit na hindi pa na-deliver ng Philippine International Trading Corp mula 2016. Ano yung update, sir, sa pag-usap natin dun sa PITC?
Well, the Director for Controllership is not here. He is also new. I think that would be better asked to the former. I'm not privy about it, but we will look into it. Yes.
Just a follow-up on, the social media. To give a background, kasi parang ang sa task force college here, isang na ito sa mga paraan para pagkuhanan ng basehan o ebidensya ng pulisya yung mga kumakalat sa social media, yung mga viral photos and videos. Whether, for example, a certain group or an individual is violating the law of protocol. Ito po yung basehan ng task force college here. Now, just to follow up on what they asked a while ago, ang sinasabi po ng National Union for People's Lawyers, it's a violation of privacy. Number 2, it sends a chilling effect on the people to post. Kasi kung yun ang magiging basehan, at isa kung magiging basehan, eh hindi na lang sila mag-post. So parang ano na rin yun, parang freedom of expression. So, number 1, do you believe that this is a violation of the privacy of the individual?
We never intervene or never intercede or never entered your how do you do that? Your Facebook or whatever. As I've said, your account, as I've said, when it goes viral and you want to die and you want other people to die too, that's not privacy anymore. Do you think that's privacy? You want to kill other people, just kill yourself. You want to commit suicide, it's up to you. But never enjoin others to die with you. Tama ba ako? So when does it become private? If you are involving other people, right? Alam mo na nga na bawal ito, magsama-sama pa kayo. Ito mo nga, hindi na nga tayo kumisan, hindi na nga tayo makahinga dahil sa face mask na yan, pati face shield na yan.
Okay. So, sir, the follow-up question to this is, so there is no violation also if you will use this as evidence, this is my post, this is my personal place, di ba? Parang this is my social media account. If you get those photos, just enlighten me, sir, on the legal aspect. Wala bang masama or iba illegal kung kukunin yung mga photos na yun as basis to question you?
First of all, on the Data Privacy Act, we are very, very compliant. Second, we always investigate. Meron ba kayong nakita na isang pulis na dumiretso sa inyo, pinaghuhuli kayo without even investigating? You could file a case against him immediately if you want to, right?
Okay.
Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, if it's posted publicly, hindi ko naman sinabing posted privately. Diba? If we enter your account, you file a case against us, we never do it. Okay? We will always look for evidence and for witnesses so that we will be able to file the case properly.
Okay, just a follow-up, sir, kasi we're doing a story on this. If for example, this is the basis, will they be arrested? Just a clarification. Kasi, we are taking care of them, so the reason why we are actually asking them is because we want them to be protected from COVID and they're violating quarantine protocols. Pero, ano ba ang parusa kapag halimbawa, mahuli kayo, yung grupo niyo o yung individual na nag-violate ng mga protocols na ito, anong parusa sa kanila? And ilang offenses?
Actually, there are ordinances here. We also have what you call, pag may violation siya sa penal code, bakit hindi po ipreso? Lalo-lalo na kung may baril. Di ba? Pero, usually what we do here is we want them to serve the community as a punishment. We will give them to barangay. It will be them that will have to punish their people. That's why I told you, it always starts in the barangay. The PNP is just here to enforce the law, assist the barangays, assist our people, serve and protect them. If you will not be able to, if you don't want to protect yourself, but you post it publicly and we see it na sa gusto mo magpagamatay, isasama mo pa iba, huliin ka namin.
So sir, kung baga hindi sila a-arrestuhin,
We will investigate. We will have to invite them and then we will investigate. Alam nyo, hindi naman tayo dapat dumating na sa arrest rate at ipreso ka agad. Hindi. Makikiusap na nga rin lang naman kami, pati yung mga barangay, nakikiusap na. Pero matigas talaga ang ulo ng mga tao. And what do you want? Do you want us to lock you down? We will recommend for lockdown. Pati yung bahay nyo, ilalak lang yan.
okay, one last sir. For example, kasi kanina sinabi na yung pupo ngayon or yung video will be a basis or evidence to question you or to investigate you. So, kasi halimbawa, suppose na yun, sa event na nangyari yun, kapag hindi na naulit, wala naman ng kasuhan para kunin pa sila. Hindi, just one offense. That's it.
Yes, true. Basta ganun, basta isa lang, sinasabihan naman kayo di ba? That's why we have what you call the community service-oriented policy because we always ask the barangay officials on what to do with their community, on what to do with their people, especially in this kind of violations. But, nililista namin kayo, minomonitor namin kayo, you do it twice, once is enough, twice is too much, third is, diba? So, kaya sabi ko sa inyo, we teach our people. You teach them once, you teach them twice, okay. You teach them thrice, medyo nainis ka, you teach them 4 times, okay yan. Ikalima, batukan mo na. Diba? Parang sabi, arrestuhin mo na at pailan mo na ng kaso, bakit hindi mo gawin yun?
Kailan yung community service, pag ilang offense?
Depende sa ordinance. And we will coordinate. There is an ordinance, barangay ordinance, there is local government ordinance, but it will be based basically on how the barangay will do it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much. Members of the press conference. Sir, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
For taking this,
Maraming salamat.
First briefing.